Hello, everybody. Bad news. Bad news. We lost our game. We lost our world. Um, the power went out here, which is amazing because the power never goes out in this area. And I was driving home from work on Friday and I noticed, whoa, 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 easy, easy, little spooky dookie. Um, and I was noticed they were working on the power lines and I felt uneasy when I saw it and I was like, oh, not a big deal. Just let them do their work. And then I realized that that uneasiness was a sign of horrible things to come. Okay, so here's the problem. What happened was we had this world, things were going well. We finally had a vehicle that could like super mine. We were bringing in a ton of stuff. It was being processed. We had the big refinery, we had the big assembler. Things just looked great. And then that world was corrupted and gone. So I had to go back to an older save of the same world. I actually almost started a brand new world. But I decided to stick it out. And sometimes people get, like sometimes I, making these videos, I'm like, man, why are you doing this? Nobody really watches them. And I always think like, oh, it'll be good for you to look back on years from now and see that you were doing this or doing that. Or if it does take off, you'll be doing something that you love. You get to play video games. Um, and I talked about this a little bit before, is that you need to be around people who have the same things in common as you. And if you don't, you need to find life elsewhere because it will be miserable sitting there trying to talk and blend in and, just be a part of a community that you just have nothing in contact with. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna continue this game. I'll start a new one or I'll do something else. But then I thought, you know what, this would be really good for me. It's like a test, right? I was like, let's see if I can persevere. Let's see if I can convince myself that this channel was started when it started because we ran into this big problem and people are going to want to see it continued and they're going to want to see somebody knuckle down and keep going forward. There's another guy I watch. His name is Raptor, or his channel is, I think it's like Raptor Gaming. And he was playing this one game where every time he tried to save at night, the game would crash and it would not save his progress. And I was like, man, that guy was running around picking up a bunch of stuff, day one, trying to get his playthrough started, and it kept crashing. And he had to go into his Discord, and people there were like, oh, there's a file you have to change a value on, and yada yada. Long story short is that he started like 3 or 4 times, and he finally got it to work, and I was just like, man, if you're going to be a streamer, if you're going to make these videos, you got to persevere, like you got to keep moving forward. And that's a lesson I can learn in life as well. So I went back to the older save and I just started, one thing at a time. I was like, you know what? I want to redo the rover. The rover I had before was the one you saw in that other video. And I talked about how prone it was to being turned over and how much of a pain in the butt it is in this game to get a vehicle to turn back over. Lord have mercy on my soul. It's difficult because the only force you have to move the object is gravity. So you have to dig underneath it in such a fashion where you get it back on its side. Then you have to push it over, and then you have to dig to level it, and then you got to dig out, and then you got to drive it out. Well, what happened in the last one is that I got that done, and as I was driving it out, it flipped and rolled back into the bottom of the hole upside down again. I'll show you the hole when we get back home. Which, by the way, I need to build a beacon because I don't know where home is. I can triangulate it pretty easy because I know that that's the gold and that's the cobalt. So I'm pretty sure home is right over the top of that hill. And the iron, yeah, iron is over there. So we go, you know, from that direction here to get iron. And from this direction, we come up this valley. So, and you know what? There might be a time where I go and build up on top of something like that. But anyway, what I really want to talk about is this bad boy. Uh, when I restarted and I redesigned the uh, drilling machine, I did not make it look this nice. We literally had the command chair, we had one of these, and we had four wheels. And I think we actually just had this. I think it's like 1,000 or 1,500, like that holds mass. So I would just run over there to the iron, drill into it for a little bit, run back home, and I would hand move it off of this into the refinery. And then after a bit, I got some more tubes made up, and then I got a, a storage compartment, a cargo area. So I moved I got it to where it would transfer through these little belts. But this is it. This is the end result. And let me show you what we got going on here. We got three giant wheels. We have two placed super close, which I think that's a problem. Like I don't probably am going to extend this back one and just make this go back one more, just so that's not a huge deal, them hitting each other. I don't think it causes damage, but it certainly looks hinky. All right, but we got these 6 humongous wheels on it, which should hold. I actually installed these. I don't know if it's right side up this time, or I suppose it is right side up, because when you go over here and you say, like, you change the height, if you go to the wheels, there's a height offset. It's plus 35 centimeters, which I suppose means it moves it up as high as it can because it's plus. And there's actually a negative, like, I think it's -1. I'm not going to do it now because it'll mess things up. But I think I installed them the right way, because now I have positive in the up direction, I have negative in the down direction. And I need to watch a video about all this steering angle, the power, the strength. Like, friction, I understand, right? Friction's like you dig into the ground and have more connection with it. If you're going up a hill, I think you'd want more friction because gravity is working against you, is trying to pull you down. So the force of friction is going to help, but friction also might screw you up because it should act in opposition to your movement. Like I said, I need to watch a video. But anyway, I think I installed those things right side up this time. I also swung for the fences, and I put down, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone stand. I also swung for the fences, and I put down little pistons, right? And the idea was that I could lock this bad boy into park. I could turn on the drill heads. I could hit the piston go buttons, and it would double punch into the whatever I wanted to mine. And then it would bring, this one would empty into this cargo container. This one would empty into this cargo container. And we have this, in art, I believe it's called a relief, where it's put into something. SAT word? SAT word? So I have it going into the deal here. They're connected this way. Why? Because we have a connector up here. So everything that's in this one and in that drill bit needs to flow into this connector eventually. I'm going to take a moment here and just say that it's neat that a game says, hey, there's more. You know what I mean? Like, you look at this and you're like, this looks kind of hinky. Like, this is just, if I was a Mongol, right, this wide open plain, I would heavy breathing, you know? But I look at this and I'm like, I like finding neat stuff, you know, and this right here is pretty much what you see is what you get. But the game, says, you know, hey, there's more, and I can't wait to get up there. It's gonna be fun. Anywho, we did run into a problem. There is trouble in paradise. Last night, as I started this thing up for the first time, just right there, isn't it? That's so cool. That's so cool. These drill heads, they would not drill. Like, they wouldn't physically take and move the material into the cargo container. So I logged off, went to sleep. I was like, this is going to be a morning problem. It is not a night problem. So we're going to try to line up one more time here. Close as we can here. Do a little oof. Turn on our, hopefully reloading it is the only thing it only needs. Like, hopefully that's just it. Hopefully it's just and now I have figured out, sorry to yell at you, I have figured out that 1 and 2 can be linked to things Oh, look at that. Look at that. We already, yeah, I can already see. Yeah. See how that's great. I'm happy it's working. Last night it wouldn't do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 4,000, 3,000. Um, here's the thing that kills me. It's like, yes, I know I'm putting a ton of rocks in the back of this bad boy, but both of these wheels need to be helping. Both of these wheels need to be helping, and the game doesn't distribute it evenly. Like, if that's the thing, the center of mass is pointing straight down, but this always behaves like it's rolling like off this way at an angle. And I suppose I could lower I could lower everybody, and if I lowered everybody, it would be more even. Let's try that. Let's try that. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the front wheels. This is the only problem, by the way. Like, to keep symmetry, the only problem is that the battery is just in the way of the cockpit, and you can't get up. I wonder. I probably could put. Do I even have build on me right now? I do have build on me. You know what? Let's try to. What if I did that? So that I could just run and jump. Oh. I am not a Pesterly fanboy, but I will say it. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. That works, man. That works. That is great. I'm probably going to disassemble that, and I'm probably going to rip up the floor, and I'm going to probably do what I did here. I'm going to try to put that in the floorboard. It might not be completely out of the way. It seems like it's 2 blocks high. 1, 2. It is. But that'll just be 1 block, and I'll just do there what I did here. I'll put a little ramp so I can just waltz right over it. But let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go to the wheels. I'm going to say the front wheels, and I'm going to lower the front wheels. Let me back up a second here. I'm just going to back up off that. I'll go to the front wheels, and I'm going to lower, just so it's not so. Hopefully, it'll level out. Let's see if that levels things out. Okay, I can actually raise it up a little bit. All right, now let's see what we have here. This is not full. It's halfway full. I assume the other one is, wow, not full. Okay, so maybe instead of trying to, we just come up here again, we'll just turn this bad boy on. We're just going to do the second one. Then if I need to, yep, look at that. Drilling in. Do that to bring it back. Turn it off. Okay, now let's have a gander at what we got going on. That was the right hand side. So that one, connector, cargo. Cargo is completely full. Medium cargo container 5, medium cargo container 6. So that one's completely full. A lot of stone. We have a little bit of silicon. We don't really need the silicon. I tell you, I'm going to run back and grab that gold now that this is working. We'll go back and grab that gold now that it's working. Yeah, and I only have the front 2 steering wheels that are actually helping me steer. Oh, and that unknown signal. I had completely forgotten about it. But I need to watch a video over it. I need someone to show me the ways of wheeled vehicles. I have noticed, by the way, that a lot of people, when they play this game, they just don't. Dragon Gaming is the only guy I've seen actually use the wheeled vehicles, and he usually uses them for transport. He doesn't really use them like this for like mining rigs. Like he'll have a atmospheric mining rig, and then he'll empty that into like a ground based trolley truck, and then he'll just move it back and forth using the ground based thing. This game is so funny, so funny. Let's see what we got here. Hey, it landed right side up. Let's see if I can find the button this time. Is that the button? Press K to set up the panel button. That's so weird. Like, I remember I came up to one of these and it was like, try your luck. See if you can win something. Wonder what the button is supposed to do. Does the button... is the button connected to like a timing device and that the timer pushes the button and the button is connected to the parachute? I wonder if that's like the thinking behind it. I think that's what's happening. I think that's a neat way to explain to people like the time, like if I could have access to programming, that's a neat way to be like, hey folks, this is how you make things with timers and such. All right, let's look in here. What is that? A medikit. Steel plates. That's cool. I've not seen the medikit yet. Oh, I upgraded my tool too, by the way. That's why that was kicking right there. All right. Now I want to go get some of that gold. Because today, my plan is to... Oh, what are we doing now? What are we doing? Am I turning in a circle? Man, this game. I do think that maybe they would benefit a little bit from... Maybe it likes wheel rear drive. Maybe it does not like front wheel drive. What are we doing? Why are we turning in a circle? Like, without doing anything. It's like, oh, we're spinning in a circle. There we go. Hmm. Yeah, like I said, I don't see a lot of people using wheeled vehicles to mine, but to transport, yes. But I think that, oh Lord. See, how does that even work? If the game is telling you that you have like 20,000 kilograms of mass in the back, like, is it the inertia, right? Where the stuff in the back wants to move faster than the stuff in the... I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. The front wheels need to be pulled up some. Would that help the situation? And here's what I was saying earlier. I'm just gonna go back home. Number one, I don't know exactly where home is. Two, I want to build the... What? Yeah, I understand why people don't use wheeled vehicles while they use the atmospheric things. I think there's a little bit they need to work out. Look at that. Look, why? If I end up upside down, it's this thing. What is it doing? That thing's about to explode. Okay. maybe we say that's so much stone though, and I can't get the stone out. You need 10 medium. Can you please explain to me why that's happening? How do you turn off? Power down. Parking brake on. I don't understand. Anybody? Anybody? You know what? Oh, God. Let's try that. Maybe there's some kind of feedback loop in the programming where it thinks there's a force acting on the vehicle and that force is long gone. Maybe it just needs to be cleared so that the feedback loop is like, okay, yeah, that's not happening anymore. I understand why people don't. I was so proud of this thing too, man. Uh, Maybe I just put thrusters. Bing, bing, bing. Thrusters in the back, thrusters in the front, thrusters. I'll put some support pylons and have uh, top down thrusters. I think that's what I'm going to do. I want to try to get this thing back home. I'm going to try to drive backwards. This helped. What is that? Hold on. Let me see where I'm at. That's the gold. That's the cobalt. Lord. I'm getting turned around here. There's the cobalt. We're going the right way. Look, the wheels are just going, man. Let me just go here. All wheels are helping with steering and all wheels are helping with propulsion. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Do I dare go over the hill to the right, which would be a straighter path, or do I want to go around the hill? Look at the front wheels. The front wheels are super high up. I don't know what happened. Like, I understand that they want to give people tons of control, but I also think there should be this, like a default. Like, hey, if you put wheels together, like there should be a button that says manage wheels, and the wheels behave in tandem with each other. Because I'd hate it if someone was like, oh, because you didn't have propulsion on these two wheels, because this one had a height of so and so, then the two wheels in the middle were the only ones touching the ground, and then the other two weren't touching the ground, so the computer had a hard time trying to figure out what it is you wanted to do. There, we tell all the wheels to be at the same. That's the ground. We're hitting the ground in the back now. I know that sound. That's because the wheels in the back, if you tell, look, what's happening? Like, why? There went our something. And now we're upside down. This is what happened to the other Is that our cargo? The drills? Were the drills the problem? I cannot tell you how much I fucking hate this game. I have no idea where that force is coming from. I don't know where the force is coming from. I don't know what's causing it. Is it the pistons? Are the pistons causing it? Because the pistons are trying to move. It makes no sense. This thing without any mass in it was like a it was like a dream. It was like a dream. No mass in it. It just tooled around with no problems. And now that there's mass in it, I don't understand why that's such a humongous problem. Is it because we're driving too fast? Is that the problem? Let's just do positive 11. Okay. These are these are all the wheels. All the wheels help with propulsion. All the wheels help with steering. Power. 26% power. Okay. The maximum angle that the wheels will turn in steering. Lower that down to just 10. Everything's going to be nice. Speed limit 27. Okay. Everything's being nice and easy. Okay. Power. Everything just nice and easy. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just too much giddy up and go in this thing. Okay. Slow and steady. Fine. Fine. I didn't really pay attention to the speedometer. 20 meters a second with 29,000 kilograms of weight. I suppose that generates quite an awful lot of inertia. And I tried the pistons. The reason why we have the pistons is I tried to make as much weight go to the center as possible, right? So that the pistons needed, or that the drill heads needed to be outstretched to mine, but I wanted them to come back. Um, I probably should have the command seat back farther too. I might do that instead of moving the battery. I might change the command seat and just try to get more toward the center, what I would consider the center of mass. Maybe there's a vector field that I can turn on and I can see where the center of mass is. I can see where torque is. Um, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the random lifting up of the front. I have to figure out. I gotta figure this out. I'm gonna turn the video off. I'll come back. I gotta search the forum to figure out what the hell's going on. I'll be back.